Hello, welcome to the Soulprint mini readings. They went over very well, and so I'm going to continue that format this week, and then going forward, I'll mix up, minis with long readings, with pendulums, with channeling, etc. So the debt ceiling has been tentatively negotiated, and now both sides are screaming that they don't like it, and it's not what they wanted, and this isn't good. Okay. So, sometimes when both sides are screaming, it means you've kind of figured out something in the middle. Um, but Kevin McCarthy, it feels very much like he's sort of been outmaneuvered. And more than that, it feels like, his party is already calling it, I don't know, a disgraceful fail of leadership or something. So they're upset with him, and let's not forget he has that very little threshold where they can call for like I guess like a confidence vote. Like, they can call a vote to see if people still want to keep him as their party leader or the house leader. So let's take a look and see how Kevin McCarthy's doing, shall we? McCarthy, Republicans, strategy. McCarthy, Republican strategy. McCarthy, Republican strategy. Interesting. Okay. So right now, he is holding on the power, maybe by the tips of his fingers, but he's holding on to it. Um, but there are secrets that are not known, and may or may not become known. So I know that there's been some scuttlebutt about, did Biden promise that if there was a leadership vote, that some of the Democrats would side with the Republicans that were supporting him so that he maintained his position as leader. I don't know. Let's ask the pendulum that, shall we? Was a deal hold on, okay, so it's going side to side. It's ready to talk. Here we go. Was there a deal made that Democrats would support McCarthy should there be a like leadership review vote if he um sort of complied or relinquished what he wanted and agreed with some of the uh, things that Joe Biden wanted in that budget or in that debt ceiling thing? Was there some sort of a deal made about that? Okay, so that's getting a yes. That could very well be the secret. He's going to try really hard to try to restore a sense of balance, but I have to tell you, he is really, really, really worried about it. Um, y- his energy is such high anxiety. It is like knots in the stomach. It is like a low grade headache. It is like thoughts racing, racing, racing around in his head. So he's just physically and emotionally, it's taking its toll on him. Kind of reminds me of that old saying about be careful, what you wish for, you just might get it. And speaking of wishes, he does have the wish card. But this is what it's bracketed by. On the one side, it's bracketed by that nine of swords, and on the other hand, it's bracketed by the eight of swords. And so, in many ways, what he is dealing with is a prison, is a situation of his own making. because he so blindly wanted a very specific goal, and that was, leader of the House Republicans, that he surrendered all of his own personal choices or freedoms and dignity to get that. And so, even though he has this wish card, which, I mean, his wish came true, but it's not coming without a great deal of stress and turbulence and anxiety. And more often than not, he really, really does feel like he is trapped by the things he agreed to. It's also worth mentioning, just I would think logically, that if there came to a vote and the Democrats ended up voting, and it's not going to be a lot of them. It's going to be exactly how many he needs to win this thing, because the Democrats are not going to be thrilled by this. Make no mistake. But I would think that if that happened, it would actually weaken him as the leader of the House, because it would look as if he was so weak that even his whole party couldn't, or his whole caucus couldn't kind of come and surround him. So that's kind of what's going on there. So thank you so much for being here. Bye bye.